Okay, Jess, first thing I'd like to say is I'm really impressed by how many posts are on the blog. I've spent some time going through the different bits, so I'll talk to you now through each section and what you can do to improve. First thing, please could you change the layout? It's really good for the examiner if you have it running in order, chronological order with your posts as you scroll up, because I've got a little bit confused trying to figure out which post came in which order. So if you could change the format, that'd be great. Also, this format doesn't allow me to click on things like the bit strip, so I can't actually read this. Your Prezi forms and conventions of the horror films was good. I would say with Prezi, do make the use of videos and images, but also voiceovers. You don't want them to be too text heavy. I thought you brought up some really interesting things in Rosemary's Baby, especially around how the different theories work, and that you make it very clear how it's inspired you. I'm not sure about this software. It was very, very text heavy. I think it's good for a basic brainstorm, but I would be cautious in using that anywhere else. Again, Poplet is good, but again, you're just putting text down. We're looking for these videos, we're looking for voices, I'm looking for not just reading, which I would say is one thing you really do need to focus on in this blog, because even though you're presenting text in lots of different ways, it's still very text heavy. The Shining I liked as well, where you broke down the rule of thirds and you thought about how it inspired you. I thought all of the videos are very good and linked back very, very well. The Awakening, again, I think the problem with some of your videos are it's a slide of text, quick cut to an image that inspires you, and then you have to use text to explain why. I think if you were to use a program like this where you could pause and look at the image and really discuss it, I think it would make your analysis much more powerful. I like this whole idea of Wordle, but I think it needs more explanation. Again, Prezi, just avoid too much text. Issue is basically just like PowerPoint, so you need to be careful about using too much of that. Really like this post on the use of mise-en-scène. The Awakening analysis, I think you need more. It needs more detail, and again, you need to start saying, what have you learned about this film poster analysis? You've done a bit of an analysis, kind of applying the theory, but you haven't said what it's made you think about when you come to make your poster. Again, the conventions of film posters and the magazine cover conventions, you kind of just state what they are, and in some places you say why it is like that, why they are like that, and what the purpose is. But again, I feel you need to now start focusing, especially with your magazine and your film posters research, really start taking it deeper into the genre that you want to create and how it's inspired you. I think this is a really, really promising start, Jess, and well done for doing so much work. I'd say this probably sits around a low level 3 at the minute, which will be about 12, because I think there's proficient research into similar products and your potential target audience. Obviously, all the planning work needs to come on here. It's showing very good time management. There's proficient skill in digital technology and ICT. There's proficient communication skills. I'm impressed with your spelling, punctuation and grammar, and there is a good level of care in the presentation. I think if aiming for that excellent level for this, you need to be thinking about the excellent use of ICT. So I want to hear some of your talking through. I want to hear more deeper analysis. I want to hear things rather than be relying on reading things over and over again, because your communication skills are excellent, but this is a blog and we need to make it really, really personal and that we can interact with it. I think carrying as you're doing in terms of keeping up with the lessons, now you've got your plan for your film trailers, start looking at texts that really inspire you more closely, like we've talked about in lessons, and start doing pieces to camera, making directors' commentaries, all those kind of things to move this on. So well done, a really promising start.